Hello YouTube! The Artifact Quality of Life was announced in Global last night, and I figured it would be very helpful to make a quick breakdown video for anyone who has questions or needs clarifications on how the system is presumably going to work based on what is implemented in the Japanese version at the moment. If there's anything I miss out on, please leave a comment or a question and I'll clarify, but I think I'm going to hit the broad strokes. Before we proceed, please drop a like on this video. Be sure once you're finished to share it out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more informative content. I play both global and JP versions, and I do random other stuff that's kind of talking about the game as a whole and not just uploading runs. Just reiterating that this is a speculative breakdown. The global stream hasn't happened yet, but I'm going to be going over how it works in Japan currently. So let's get right into it. I'm going to go to the Artifact Fusion screen. Just kind of, oh, that's not the right one. Let's start talking about the current artifact issues. So right now in global, the time to fuse artifacts is insane. It's one at a time. You gotta limit break them. You gotta have different copies. It just takes a very long time, and it's extremely tedious. Inventory bloat is a huge problem. Just the silvers and the bronzes and the golds stacking up, especially if you don't have your inventory maxed out. It's really a pain to manage it all, and like I said before, it takes a long time to fuse, and if you don't feel like fusing, it also takes a long time to sell. It's very, very inconvenient. Also, the rates are awful. You can fuse for days on end and hours and all this grinding, and especially all the time that it takes to fuse, and you can still come up shorthanded, which is incredibly frustrating, and a lot of the community hates it, and it's largely regarded as the worst part of the game. Now, with this artifact quality of life, I want to say these are the things that have not changed. The artifact odds, including the cursed arts, you will not have a better chance of rolling arts provided you do not pay for Mog Pass, and this is the basic $5 US Mog Pass per month. You will not, if you do not invest in that, you will not get better rates in your artifacts. So this will not address that. Sorry to say. Also, roughly the amount of artifacts dropped from co-op are roughly the same. You're getting about the same amount of fuses with the new system. So if you're expecting Cosmos co-op to increase the amount of fuses you can get, I'm sorry, that's not changing. Now let's move on to what the actual new system works like. So all the big issues I talked about kind of are addressed. The time to fuse, for one, is massively reduced, and I'm just going to show an example of that right now. Watch. 10 artifacts at once. Look at this. Connecting. Feels JP, man. Look at all that. Look at all that. Instant fuses. No 108s, but it's all golds, and I'll go into that. That's 10 artifact fuses just like that. It's beautiful to watch, really. And if you saw, my inventory was just at like 800. It was almost capped, and I just cut down on who knows how many. It's incredible how fast it goes. You're done in a few minutes once you cut down all your orbs and your artifacts. It's great. There are new high Idoja that do not require limit break. So if you see, there's no stars or anything. It's just this Idoja. You level it up and that's it. Similar to how bursts work and base high armor works. That's incoming and global once Ufenia starts. Cosmos co-op, and I'm gonna edit in a overlay of how the end result for a co-op looks once you finish with the Idojas. It's gonna drop 2 to 3 at base, which is about a third of what you're gonna get, but since it doesn't require limit breaks, it's roughly this equivalent amount of fuses you're gonna get from 5 to 8 drops of regular Idojas. So you're not losing out. It's the same exact rate pretty much of fuses, maybe a little more. Basically the same effect at a third of your inventory space, which is amazing. It does still drop silver artifacts, but they're pretty much used as fodder. The other important thing is that we are getting farmable artifact orbs. Where are they at? Here we go. If they just load. I recently re-downloaded the game, so assets are taking a little while to load. There we go. So we have the EX level. Nope, those are for Purple ones are for artifact. These are artifact tokens. That's roughly what that's saying in Japanese. And we have EX level and we have silver level artifact orbs. These are used as fodder for you to fuse your artifacts. And if you I'll be walking through the process again, but rather than fusing your other remaining golds, unless you don't need them anymore, you can use these, which take up a separate spot in your inventory. And I think the cap is 9,999, so that's also addressing the inventory problem. You're not going to have to worry about capping on artifacts really, unless you farm in mass and then don't fuse or use other artifacts as fodder. The rates are improved technically, but you have to pay with Mog Pass, with the base Mog Pass. Note that you don't need the premium Mog Pass to get this benefit. I do currently have the Mog Pass in JP, which is why you saw me get all golds when I fused with Zell. But basically, you get guaranteed golds from having Mog Pass, which is going to severely improve your rates of getting perfects. I haven't crunched the numbers. I'm sure somebody on Reddit will do this, but you're paying time to save, which is similar to the games with some board and character board points. I don't see this as a huge issue since perfect artifacts are not necessary to complete content. It's a huge time saver, and it's added for free onto the Mog Pass, and I'm all for it. It might be slightly controversial, but it's whatever. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I don't think I mentioned it before, but the artifact orbs I mentioned, they're also farmable in the World of Illusion. So let me jump over to that real quick. So when you run a World of Illusion stage, you are gonna the old shop is gonna go away, and we get a new shop. And one of the great things about this new shop is we can get the orbs there, so you can farm there all day, not directly for these high doges that you can redeem with these tokens. And any tokens you have now will be redeemable in the new shop. So don't worry about all your previous farming getting invalidated. It will be fine. So I'm gonna run that real quick just to show it off. It's really just the same stage, but you're gonna be dropping the same token. So that is the results. You get 10 gold and 30. So it's the exact same as global, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said before, you can just run into the same shop, the upgraded shop. And one of the great things about this new shop is that when a new character is featured, the mission, like see Edward, see how there's a special 14-day thing, it'll say which orbs or which high Idoja you need to grab to fulfill the mission. And right on top, you don't have to go scrolling through it, you can just knock it out right then and there. All right, now to show off how it actually works. So let's jump over to this. Now you're gonna finish the co-op using a bell, and you get high doja, and which are these new golds that only require 18 levels but no limit breaks. And you're gonna get gold artifact orbs, assuming you use the bell, along with some silvers of both. And one thing I should also note is that the silvers are farmable in co-op, as in you can get them from co-op through the same fashion that you would get normal other orbs. So you got the red orbs, the blue orbs, and now you can farm purple silvers in here to use as extra fodder. Same rate as the other orbs. Very good. All right, back to the fusion. So let's see. I'm going to fuse something I have. Let's fuse Seymour, shall we? So you can go into your inventory and select the button. The mass fuse button is in the middle right here. There's also a select fusion options. You can choose whether or not to use artifact orbs when you fuse. So I'm turning it off from here, but you can also select what fodder you want to choose. You can select if you want to use other high Idoja or not if you're maxed out on those. So I'm gonna show an example because I showed with Zell before how it shows when you use artifact orbs. So I'm gonna show one without using the orbs and one with using the orbs. So this is eating up all my silvers right now, and you can see, like, since we were uncapped, it's gonna use the blue high dojas as fodder. And note I'm currently at 819 right now, and so watch how fast it cuts down on my inventory bloat. just like that. I think this is something I want for Seymour. Can't read anime font. And see, I was at 819 before, and now I'm at 691. Look how fast that got cut down. That's crazy. Now I'm going to do an example with orbs enabled and point out the stuff going on there. Do I have more Seymour to fuse? Same filters are there. Let's filter by what? I think this is... Yeah, there we go. Alright, so now I have orbs enabled, and I don't know the exact rates for how much it takes to max individually with silver orbs and gold orbs alike, but someone's going to do the math on it. It's not important, we're just going general here. So now we're going to fuse with the orbs, and you'll see my inventory isn't going to get cut down by as much, and these are still not great. Guaranteed oranges, and I'm still not quite getting what I want. But it's a lot faster. One thing that's important is that we were initially limited to fusing 30 things at once, the same 30 item limit they had, but they kind of unannounced removed that cap, so now it's easier, like I showed with the silvers before, to knock out whatever is remaining in your inventory. I think I got everything that's important here. Yeah, that's about it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the change, and if you have any questions, I'll be reading and interacting with all the comments, so feel free to fire away. Share this video with anyone who is wondering what's coming. Hopefully I explained everything. If there's something important, anything I missed, I will pin that in the comments and update that in the description. Leave a like, please. Subscribe if you have not already, and hit the bell to get notifications when I continue growing my channel. More informative content coming up. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.